Hey there gang, Sean here with Sean and Don Ventures. So I'm sure you clicked on this video because either you've been waiting for the Novell gear rail to come out, or you have a Mercedes wagon and you're just trying to figure out how to store more gear and maybe utilize your dash a little bit more. This overview video is going to be using all ram mount gear, and if you're not sure what ram mount gear is, it's used to mount all kinds of different components and all kinds of different applications. It usually consists of some sort of ball. Common ball size is B, uncommon ball size is A, and rarely used ball size is C. So we're going to focus on the B size, and that's really important there. And from there, you have a clamp that typically goes to some sort of ball configuration. That clamping mechanism sometimes articulates, can extend to another clamp, and go to some sort of mounting device, whether that mounting device is for an action camera or for a Garmin inReach. There's all kinds of configurations out there. And I got tired of waiting for my gear rail. I had it on order since December, so I kind of figured out, can I get there through ram mount parts? I made some mistakes, but I have figured out how to get there, and it's actually a little bit less than the gear rail, assuming your labor is for free there. So let's show you how we get started. Oh, and before we do that, so we usually show adventuring videos throughout the Pacific Northwest. I typically try to do a product review for things that make our life easier in a van or a Toyota. If this is something that you're interested, we'd love a like and a comment. We'd really appreciate it if you consider subscribing to our channels. All right, let's get started now. So let's get started. First off, we have these cup holder mounts here with the B mount on top of here. Now, I've already cut back the fins here. The fins come out really wide, and there's little lines that you're able to cut on to cut it back, right? So I've already cut them back. Basically, I have the one line exposing there, and this makes it really tight for the Mercedes van. So that goes in here, and then I've taken just a little bit of a hammer to pound it down. That ain't going nowhere. Furthermore, if you want to clean these up, you could take a little razor blade, you come here, cut off, and now it's a really clean install for your location. You don't see any of the rubber. All right, let's move on. All right, I realize there's a lot of light shining in here, but I think this is going to work just okay. So let's just talk about how these work. There are different sizing adapters in each one, whether you're buying the mini, the small here, the medium, or the large in the ram mount configuration. Once again, I'm going to list it all down below for you so you don't have to guess. You know exactly what's going to work, right? And then you have a piece of like adhesive 3M tape that goes around. So we are going to be focused on the two smallest units here, which are, let's see, 55 and where is it? That's 32. Oh, still in the bag. 55 and 55, the two smallest units here. From here, we're going to wrap tape around the center. I'm going to measure just to make sure that's where it's at. Lift off the center there. It doesn't have to be exact science here. We're going to tighten this all down as we go. About center. Overlap. The hardest part of this whole thing is basically holding the clamp in as you get everything set. So one ball on top. They have a little notch here. This notch slides into a little like a little void there. Hopefully you can see that. So we'll go down here, this direction, and on. And then the bolts, or the nuts, They lock in right here, easy peasy. And then to start threading, that's the hard part here a little bit, is you have to get some threads on one side before you can start threading the other side. And the ball kind of gets in the way. And it's hard to do while I'm filming, but we're going to make it work. All right, so let me show you why these arms won't work. Because see, this is how it has to go on the hook here. You see there's no path to gain entry into here unless it was on the side. That's why you have to use the articulating one, because it gives you the path of entry into, right? Now that said, there is a combo deal which I'll include down below where you could buy this and this together. I'll include that as an option. If you know that you're going to need these and you're going to use them here, that's a way to save a little bit of money for your mounting gear out here. Does that make sense? So this there's a combo like this, but what you need is this. But if you know you're going to use this over here to support your phone or whatever it might be, you could buy it on the combo and I'll put it down. All right, let me get this together. We'll talk it all through. So there you have it now. As this sits right now, including these 3 adapters and all of this on the market right now, this can be bought for at the same price as the NovelRig with these 3 mounting options. Obviously you can figure out what your options are. Maybe you only have 2 things to mount or 1 thing to mount. I'm going to go ahead and get this buttoned up with how I want to mount it. Once I get that there, I'll bring the camera back on so you can kind of see how the finished product will look like. We'll just wrap it up and put a bow on it. And there you have it, guys. I got a cell phone mount here, cell phone mount here, Garmin InReach mount here. It works way better for me. I'm a little bummed I waited this long to get there. If this is something that's useful for you, awesome. You could build it yourself. It takes about 30 minutes to do on your own. I'll link all the parts down below. Once again, if you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing to our channels. Until next time, I hope I see one of you on the dirt.